So, to get the Divine Relic, you'll first need to do 3 things. Get the DLC and make your way towards the DLC island. Then you'll need to buy the Broken Relic. It's 1 coin, and you can easily just do a King's Gauntlet minigame to get the coin you need. Then, you'll need to solve the Graveyard puzzle, which is much easier than it seems. I already made a YouTube short explaining how to do this if you need additional help, but I'll explain it again here. Make your way towards the climbing competition on the top right side of the island, right next to Glumstone the Giant. There will be 3 people on pedestals. Talk to the one in the middle and note their dialogue. Each person will state a direction in their dialogue, which are up, down, left, and right. In this case, the direction stated is down. Then move on to the left person and repeat this process. In this case, it's left and up, meaning they're combined directions which we need to take note of. Then go to the right to the last person and check their dialogue. In this case, it's left. Now make your way towards the secret tunnel behind this house. Yes, this exists and serves as a shortcut to the graveyard. Now, this is when the directions will come into play. So basically, you'll want to input the directions in order from which we noted them. So from first place to second place to third place. The first direction was down. Now, the part that isn't explicitly stated is that you always reference from the middle gravestone. So for each direction you noted, you start from the middle first, then follow the directions you noted down. So since the first direction was down, we start from the middle gravestone and simply go right below it and use your interact button to select the bottom gravestone. Then we go back to the middle gravestone and repeat this process for the next direction noted, that being left up. So we go left first, then up, and interact with the gravestone. Then we rinse and repeat for the last direction noted, that being left, so we go back to the middle gravestone and go left and interact with the gravestone. If done correctly, the puzzle should be solved and a light should emit from the middle gravestone, and interacting with it should ask us if you want to take a nap. You will need to fight a boss that is honestly not that easy. You can cheese it with Chaser and Smoke Bomb like I did for this demonstration. It's a very unique boss that may take some time getting used to, and you can always leave and come back whenever you're ready, but you'll need to beat this boss to get the Divine Relic, so just take your time. After you beat this boss, you'll see that you can't interact with it again and may think that you won't be able to fight them again. But fear not, because if you hug the middle gravestone and hold both your triggers on controller or tab and backspace on keyboard, you will be able to fight them again. This also applies to the mausoleums, so now you can replay the mausoleums as much as you want. So, after you beat the Angel and Demon boss, as they're usually called, your Broken Relic will now turn into a Cursed Relic. Equipping this relic will give you some debuffs, and you'll need to beat bosses on regular or expert mode to upgrade the Cursed Relic slowly. The progress on the Cursed Relic is based on a point system of 16 points, and you'll get more or less points depending on the boss. So, according to the wiki, the Isle 1 bosses give you 2 points, Isle 2 bosses give you 2.5 points, Isle 3 and 4 give you 3 points, King Dice and the mini-bosses individually each give you 1 point, and the Devil and Chef Saltbaker give you 4 points. So, you'll need to beat bosses until you reach 16 points total while using this Cursed Relic for each boss fight. But like I mentioned earlier, you'll receive some debuffs while using it, and these are pretty bad. Namely, you'll be set at 1 HP, and your weapons are randomized every time you stop shooting or dash. Luckily, you will still receive the 4 charm effects from Divine Relic, but just heavily reduced and less effective. As you can see, every 4 points you get, your Cursed Relic upgrades slightly. From this point on, it's completely up to you to be able to upgrade the Cursed Relic and what bosses you want to fight against. I would advise taking it safe and just beating all of the Isle 1 on regular with the Cursed Relic, then moving on to what bosses you find the easiest to fight on each isle. For example, Captain Brineybeard and Werner Vermin should be pretty easy to beat, and you could go for the King Dice fight and try to fight all the bosses. I figured out you don't need to actually beat King Dice for the points to count, so you could literally just fight each of the 9 mini-bosses and then King Dice himself to get 10 points without the stress of doing them all in one attempt. So with this, you could beat 3 of the Isle 1 bosses, then beat all the mini-bosses and King Dice himself to get the Divine Relic. But like I said earlier, it's completely up to you how you go about getting all the points needed. Well, that seems to be all there is to talk about when it comes to getting the Divine Relic. I hope this video helped you out in some way, and if it did, I would appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, and share this video to help out the channel. With all of that, best of luck getting the Divine Relic.